So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, "O you believe, the fasting is obligatory upon you, as it was obligatory upon those before you. So you become pious. So you become God-fearing, or taqut Allah." So the purpose of fasting, Allah mentioned in the Quran, is to produce the fear of Allah or the fear of God in your hearts, or taqut sajus, or taqut Allah. And why? What will done it with? When you fear God, it means you're not going to do evil, you're not going to hurt people, you are not going to do corruption or anything which is considered as evil, because you fear God. Example, if someone you do wrong, and what they'll tell you, ittaqullah, fear Allah, magtakut ka sa Allah. So you will afraid, because if you really believe Allah, you will not do anything wrong to any people. And that is the meaning to say you have a fear of Allah. An example, you are doing something wrong in your life, then you will immediately fear Allah, because Allah is watching me. So that is also one of the things that the fear can always stops you from evil. Like example, there is a factory. The boss put the owner of the factory put the CCTV. So what will happen now? The people will work and they will afraid, because boss is watching, the owner is watching, and if they will not work properly, he will kick them out. So that is Allah is our God, He is our boss, He is our owner, He is our Lord, and He is watching us. And when you have a fear of Allah, that Allah is watching me, you will not do evil. And the fasting is one of the things which can make you cause to fear Allah. And the fear of Allah is guidance. And when you are guided, you can go to paradise and not do the hellfire. Because if you are misguided, you will go to hellfire and you will not go to paradise. But if you are guided, you can go towards paradise and not go towards hellfire. And how? How you can be guided? What Allah said in the Quran, in the beginning of the Quran, after Surah Fatiha, Alif Lam Mim Zalikal Kitabu La Raiba Fihi Hudal Lil Muttaqin. That this is the book, the Quran, no doubt in it, is the guidance for people who are fearing Allah. So again, it is very clear in the Quran that this Quran is the word of Allah, and is definitely free from any doubts, any error, and it can only guide for those people who fear Allah. So if you have no fear of Allah, even the Quran is not the guidance for you. So the base for is, what is the base? It's the fear of Allah. Even the Prophet Yusuf, when he was successful and he forgiven his brothers for doing injustice to him, and then he also mentioned the two things in the Quran in Surah Yusuf, that whoever fear Allah and make patient, then Allah is going to make him successful. What is the fear of Allah? That you are not following, you are following His commands, and you are not doing what is forbidden to us. And what is another thing is a sabr. If you have a fear of Allah, then your relation with Allah is very good. And if you have a sabr or the patient, then your relation with the people will be very good. Why the people fight? Because one or the both have no patience. If the one person is patient, the other person will slowly by slowly will follow you, and he will not fight with you anymore, because you always show the patience. But if the people are both are impatient and the one is impatient, then there is a problem. So patience is very important, and the fear of Allah is very important. Now fasting, it can make us fear of Allah. Why? Because morning we wake up early morning, and we wake up for the sake of Allah. We eat, we drink water, and we are not eating and drink anymore. So why it make you fear of Allah? Because you are whole day, there are many occasions you can hide and to eat something, you can hide to drink something, but you are not doing it because you have a fear of Allah, that Allah is watching me, I cannot eat, I cannot drink. So you are practicing of fearing of Allah. See, people can, if they are hypocrite or they are just showing off what they can do, they bring some food in the bathroom, they can eat there. But if you are a believer, you are not eating because Allah is watching you everywhere. So your whole day not eating, not drinking. Even you are very thirsty, you don't drink water. You are very hungry, but you don't eat. So it's showing the fear of Allah, that Allah command me to do this, so I'll not do it. But another way, Another thing also, when you are fasting, you are getting love of Allah. Why? Because you are saying to Allah, Allah, I love you very much. So even though I can eat and I can drink, but I don't eat and I don't drink because I love you. And I'm doing this sacrifice for your sake. So that can also make us very close to Allah. That we can show to Allah that the 30 days of my life, every year I sacrifice, I don't eat and drink all day just for the sake of Allah. And you can imagine, when you have this intention, you think how much Allah is going to love us. What Allah can give us, that Allah said in the Hadith Qudsi, that the son of Adam can get reward for all his good deeds. Son of Adam can get the reward for every good thing, praying, fast, charity, Hajj, whatever good things you do, you can get, Allah said in the Hadith Qudsi, you can get the reward for this. But the fasting is for me, and I am the reward of fasting. So how is beautiful this Hadith Qudsi? Allah is saying the fasting is for me, and I am the reward of fasting. What you mean to say? I become yours. Allah is for us. He become our friend. He loves us very much, that my slave is fasting because of my sake. He just want to show me that how much he love me. So because of my love, he don't eat and don't drink all day. He show me the gratitude and thanks and love and affection to Allah. That Allah, I love you very much, so I sacrifice myself. I don't like to eat all day, and I don't like to drink anything. So the fasting is something great act of worship. The worships are different. When you say there is no God except Allah, and there is no God worthy to be except Allah, and then now we are showing the worship. What is the worship? Pray, Allahu Akbar. The prayer, or the 5 times daily prayer, it is a physical worship. Physical worship. You stand up, you bow down, you make sajda, the patirapa. So the praying is a physical worship. You do something with your actions, with your limbs, to worship Allah. And praying also, the 5 times daily prayer, is also the verbal worship. You say something with your words. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa tabarak asmuka wa ta'ala jadduka wa la ilaha ghayruk. Glorify to you, O Subhanakallahumma, glorify to you, O Allah. Wa bihamdika, and then praise for you, O Allah. Wa tabarak asmuka, and the blessed is your name. Wa ta'ala jadduka, and your honor is great, your honor is elevated, high. Wa la ilaha ghayruka, and there is no God except you. Then we read Surah Fatiha, we read Quran. So the praying is also physical worship and verbal worship. Words, you worship with words, with prayers, with dua, the panalangin, invocations. The charity, the zakat or sadaqah, it is the worship through your money. You give away your money for the sake of Allah. For the love of Allah, you give away your money. So giving zakat or charity or the sadaqah, it is a way of giving away your charities. So you are doing worship to give away your money. So it's a worship through wealth, or with food, or any material things. And what is the fasting? The fasting is abstaining. The fasting is bodily worship. You are not doing anything physical. You are not doing anything verbal. You are not spending your wealth. But what you do in the fasting, you are giving yourself to Allah. You are making yourself abstaining, that I'm not going to eat and drink for the sake of Allah. So it's a different kind of worship when you are giving away everything which is halal and you give up to you for the sake of Allah. So it is one of the great worship of fasting, and that can make us fear Allah, and that can make us more and more love to Allah. And we do it, and we not to destroy it. The way to destroy it, when the person keep on lying, keep on doing evil things, and keep on doing wrong to the people, and backbiting the people. People are worried about fasting, and they just make ablution, and they think maybe I can swallow some water, my ablution is going to break, my fasting is going to be invalid. And they are not worried about the big picture. Allah said in the Quran, if you are chismis or gossiping or backbiting to someone, then Allah considered it, Allah said it and declared in the Quran, it is like you are eating the flesh of your dead brother or eating the flesh of your dead sisters. So doing the fasting, backbiting or chismis or the gossiping, it will 100% your fasting is invalid. Even if somebody comes and he want to talk to you against another person, you say, I don't like to listen. And he will force you can say like, no, I don't like to listen. Don't talk to me against anyone. If you want me to listen about that person, bring that person in front of me, then you can talk. That is the only way you can listen against anything to anyone. That is the way in Islam. But there are some occasions when just mild way, somebody want to inform you, example, that your friend come to you, don't deal with that person business because he is not a good peer. He will cheat you. So that's okay because he's saving your business. Or example, you are marrying your daughter to someone and your friend or your relative come to you and tell, oh, this person is not good. Don't marry your daughter to him because he's a drunk. So this is a mild way of protecting someone. It is not considered as backbiting. But what people do, they sit down and they talk about other person, other brother. The women sit down, they talk about other sister, and they enjoy it. Why Allah said it, the backbiting is like eating the dead meat of your brother or dead meat of your sister. Why Allah said it? Because when people do backbiting, it's very delicious. It makes you very happy. It makes you very evil. That you are enjoying backbiting someone and you can feel very delicious. But you don't know you are going toward hellfire. You are destroying your own, with your own hands, you are destroying your next life. So very, very clearly in the Quran, the backbiting a person, it's like you are eating the flesh of your dead brother. So how your fasting is going to be valid? When you take the sip of water, your fasting is nullified. When you eat the one piece of bread, your fasting is gone. How is possible that you are eating the flesh of your dead brother, or if you are eating the flesh of your dead sister, and you think that your fasting is valid? So it's no way that your fasting is valid. No fighting in the fasting, no backbiting, no evil words, no bad words, no lying, no cheating, no hurting people with your bad words. Masakta, no need to hurt anyone with your words. Now example, the Prophet Muhammad give the example. If you are fasting and someone wants to fight with you, don't fight with him because it can destroy your fasting. And the Prophet said, if he still want to fight with you, tell him I cannot fight with you because I am fasting. So fasting is the discipline for us that we need to follow that discipline. Then you are going to have a fasting be accepted by Allah. The previous nation like Bani Israel, their fasting was not just no eat and no drink. Their fasting was they cannot talk whole day. Whole day they cannot talk. They need to be keep silent all day. And that's not for us anymore. Allah made it easy. You can talk good things, no bad things. And fasting is a beautiful way of worship. Because you are abstaining, so whole day you are getting the reward of worship that you are worshiping Allah. Because you are not eating and not drinking. So it is more better in the fasting, you just sleep rather than you backbite. Rather than you say bad words to people. Because even if you are sleeping in the fasting, you are still considering as worshipping Allah. But if you are awake and you are chismis people, and you are backbite people, and you are hurting people with your words, then Allah is not going to accept your fast. Because Prophet Muhammad said, and that's the last, I'm finished. Prophet Muhammad said, if the person is not changing his ugali, his attitude, his character, then Allah is, if the person is not changing his character in Ramadan, in the fasting, then Allah is not in need of your hunger, and Allah is not in need of your thirst. Allah has no benefit for our hunger. Allah has no benefit for our thirst. No. He doesn't need it because He is powerful. He is, if all the people of the world worship Him, it doesn't increase any power of Allah because His power is unlimited, infinite. And if all the people become disbeliever and they don't believe in Allah and they don't worship Allah, nothing will be lacking in the power of Allah because His power is infinite and unlimited. So why He wants us to fasting? He wants us to make a good human being so we can get the reward of paradise. Because paradise can only go the people with the good character. Even the Prophet ﷺ said, reason for Allah to send me to teach the best of the characters. His mission to come in this world to teach the best of the characters. And that's what we are going to learn with our praying, with our fasting, with our charity, with our Hajj and Umrah. We need to learn the best of the character. And that's the mission of our life. That's the mission of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And that is the best way you can attract people to Islam, with your good character. If you are an honest businessman, you are a truthful man, people will follow you. They will love you and they will follow the Islam. And they will see the Islam in your life. May Allah guide us. May Allah forgive us.